Welcome to the official second episode.
Charlie, hold my keys.
Of the A is for a podcast.
Nice catch, Charlie.
I am your boy A-Factor. I got my brothers Nubs and Snowman.
Can you show them who Charlie is?
Yes.
What's that? I mean, boy, no, we have someone else here too, don't we?
Oh yeah, he just ran in.
Who's our guest?
We have a very special guest
What's
today.
up, Squad?
The man, the myth,
Factor,
the legend, our guy, AKT Action. Introduce yourself.
Hello, y'all.
Introduce yourself to the people. Let them know what you do.
I'm a music producer, web marketer, many other things. I signed Odd Squad a couple years back. They were already rolling. We, took a little further all together. We're all a big team here, a big family here. And I'm here just to support the cast and just kick it with these crazy motherfuckers today.
Hell
See
yeah.
what happens. I don't know.
This is
Never know what's gonna happen on an Odd Squad set.
You don't know.
Right. This is a man with the plan. Shout out to Action. Give him a warm welcome, people. He's our first guest on the podcast.
Much love.
So if you're tuning in, if you're listening, if you're watching the live stream, you definitely know this is the second podcast that we did this week. And basically, what we tried to do, we tried some shit. We tried something a little bit different. It was an idea that we had a while ago that sparked from one of Matt's dreams that Snowman got mad on Family Game Night. And he flipped the board. So we wanted to do Family Game Night. Basically what we did, what you guys seen on Friday if you're on the live stream, if you tuned in, we picked some shit up, we threw it against the wall, and sometimes shit doesn't stick. It wasn't good podcast in podcast form. I know a podcast is
That's because you don't play games while you're trying to podcast. Apparently that's the issue. We tried two things at once. Yeah. Both of them didn't stick because we were trying both of them at the same time.
And I don't think it was so much the Family Game Night. I think that could be a dope concept.
Well, the concept originally was just a YouTube
that's
segment.
The original. And we wanted to try it podcast form and for the live
I think if we did that, it would work.
Yeah. But
I'm not saying it didn't work. The podcast is what didn't work. Because that was the ultimate. That was the ultimate objective of the night was to get a podcast. Exactly. And we didn't get a podcast because we were doing Family Game Night instead of doing our podcast.
Exactly. And I think if it was more of a simple game, we played Risk, which is very strategic. And me, Matt, and Nubs had no idea what we were doing. So we had my bad. Yeah. Snow didn't know. Nubs was the only one that knew what was going on.
I had no fucking clue.
And we were trying to learn a very complicated game while we were trying to talk about subjects. So it didn't really work, so I call that episode 1.5. This is the official episode 2 for everybody out there listening.
That was 2.0B. That was beta.
This is it.
That was 2.0B. This is 2.0A.
Alpha.
Okay.
This is the
2.0A. I like that.
This is the real thing.
This is the second episode of the A is for podcast. Thank you for tuning in, listening, watching. Shout out to the live supporters. If you want to become a live supporter, hit up our Facebook, Odd Squad Family, and hit the supporter tab.
Yes, and you will receive exclusive behind-the-scenes footage to our live streams, podcasts, shows, studio sessions, artist features, anything that we're doing. Snowman's birthday tonight, you'll get some live stuff for that, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to our supporters. Right now we got Eric Schumer in the building, Tiffany in the building. What's up to y'all? Much love for your support. They are getting the live feed right now, Factor.
Hey, we're in it.
Tell them to look out for that track today, too.
Oh yeah, we're dropping a track. Me and Dax, AKT Action on the beat.
Yep.
You're a producer. You're getting into making more tracks now.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's gonna be dope. Make sure you guys check out the video. It will be on the Only Dreamers YouTube.
Can we address that?
What do you?
So who do you have so far? I know we did a song with Futuristic.
Yeah.
What other tracks are you working on as a producer? What artists are you pulling together? What are you doing?
I'm trying to pull a lot of indie guys together first. Right now, I don't know if a lot of you guys out there have heard of NK47. We have a track together. He's gonna be coming into Arizona to shoot the video for that.
Dope.
And then actually, I got in some message group or comment thing with him and Cryptic Wisdom. They want to do a song together. So now the song together is with Action together. So
Dope.
I'm gonna have both of them here
Dope.
at some point in the next couple weeks too. So those guys. We got the Yin Yang Twins track in the works with Odd Squad family.
Odd Squad family, Yin
So
Yang.
that's another one. And I'm just gonna keep that rolling. Reaching out to a lot of independent artists right now, piecing them, putting them together. You know, maybe combinations you wouldn't think would normally happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Dope.
just keep doing that. Of course, combinations with my squad as well as much as possible too. You know.
Yeah.
And otherwise, just keep supporting y'all's.
Yeah, and that seems to be a trend nowadays. A lot of producers are making albums and getting a lot of different artists together.
They are the artists.
You go up and
They
down.
are.
Yeah,
They
you know,
are.
and in this, I'd say in this day and age, they should be. You know, and I mean, they're
Well,
such a big part of the record.
We talked
Especially
about
in certain
last
lanes.
week, you know, marketing and getting yourself in front of all these other artists that are on the shelf with you.
Yeah,
You said you're a marketer as well as a producer.
yeah.
Do you feel like the combination helps you progress your artist and your career? Because of how the game is right now in the digital age, being so that you have to sell these records on the internet now?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a huge part. I mean, if you're a producer or a rapper, if you aren't marketing yourself, you probably aren't gonna go very far.
Right.
I mean, you can do it organically. There's other ways to market. When we say market, we don't necessarily mean spend some money or run ads or something like that. Sometimes that's not the tactic, but there has to be some form of marketing plan for everything you do. It's just like if you want to sell Tide, you can't not do any advertisements for it and expect everybody to use Tide.
Right.
You know what I mean? If people don't see, people can't like something they've never heard.
Right.
It's impossible. It's never happened ever
Absolutely.
in the history of man.
I can dig it.
So if you can't put it in front of them, then you have a problem. So
Right.
you have to figure out a way to get it in front of them. And that's where features come in sometimes. You get just someone else's, fan base, or running ads on Facebook or YouTube or any other sources, or getting on a big YouTube channel, you know what I mean, or something like that. There's many ways to do it. Or just grinding, you know what I mean? Just putting it out there and sharing it, and hopefully it goes further and further.
So
and further.
producers are the new artists.
I'd say so. I
Yeah.
think they always have been a
Artists,
little bit.
they've always been. I think.
Producers have been big. I mean, you see Manny Fresh.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that because
But the power has changed.
There's
The
a lot.
power has changed.
There's
The
a
only
misconception though, because a lot of people are talking about, oh, I'm a producer and all I do is make beats.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
difference
that's not
between a
what I'm
beat
saying. That's
maker
not
and a
a pro-
producer.
That's a beat
Exactly,
maker.
and we talked to our supporters one stream about that. You know, there's a difference between a producer and a beat maker. A beat maker obviously makes beats. A producer takes the vocals from the artist, the lyricist, whoever put the vocals on. They take the beats, not just the beat. They take
have
all the stems
they have
from
the
the
ear
beat,
for
the
it,
drums, the guitars,
pick the artist
synthesizers,
to
the
go
hi
together on there.
hats. They go then afterwards they come back with I got a violinist that would do a dope bridge right here.
Yeah.
A producer really brings the whole record together after all the pieces of this, like a person doing a jigsaw puzzle. At the end of it, they get it all together. Boom! There's the piece.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and a
They
producer
take
can
the
be a beat
mixes and the masters and say, no, this isn't good enough. The highs are too high.
Yeah.
The lows are too low. That kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's a producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've always been.
They
they've
deserve
always
their
been an
shine
artist.
because they do so much. I think
Absolutely.
like there's always been really big producers, but I feel like that's more for hip hop heads.
Yeah,
but now
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like household names. People
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Mike
They are
Will
artists,
made it.
yeah.
They know Murder on the Beat, so it's not
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
They know
yeah.
the tags.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, I don't think the image is out there. You know the
Yeah,
rappers,
yeah, they gotta
and
have
you
the
know the
image, yeah.
sound. But I don't know
Khaled,
what fucking Metro Boomin looks like. But Khaled
Khaled,
he is.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good
It depends.
example.
And Khaled's not even
Are
a
they-
producer
getting out
necessarily.
there.
He does some of the production on some of the songs.
Right.
Sometimes his name just gets slapped on things, you know what I mean? But sometimes he puts it all together.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a producer sometimes plays the beat maker role. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Right.
I'm sure
Yeah, exactly.
Murda sometimes just sends the beat out and never even sees it again, and all of a sudden it's a hit and he's like, holy shit, that's a good song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sometimes he's probably there all night working on it with Gucci or whoever's there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yup.
but it can't go the other way. Most beat makers don't know how to be producers.
No.
Yet maybe. Maybe
Not
they
yet.
can, but they
It's the potential is
Producer,
there,
you know.
obviously, but
But yeah, so it's a different tactic. It's also being in the studio, guiding the song along sometimes. I feel like even most producers should be very good engineers.
I agree.
Like, you
Yeah.
can't even be a good producer if you're not a good engineer.
I would not
Because-
count you as a producer if you are not an engineer.
No, you have to be. How you going to engineer the track? You're making the beat, so you got to.
And you're also not I feel like you're not. If you don't have an understanding of DAWs, you can't be a producer.
Well,
because you got to be able to work with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Reason, Logic, and Pro Tools. I could work with any one of those.
You gotta at least be able to mix it to a point.
If they come out with
And
a
then
new DAW, I
it's
know
always good
how
to
to
add
use
another
that
ear
DAW
on it.
because I know how to audio engineer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To a certain point.
Yeah.
Shout out to Matt Hatton. He's our engineer.
Yeah.
Engineer,
Great producer
mixer,
as well.
master, producer.
Yeah.
That fucker
Yeah.
is crazy.
Speaking of Matt, you want to grab this?
So I mean, back to as far as him becoming an artist, it's a great thing because now the power shifted to him in a different way. See, like back in the
But
day,
that's where the internet comes out.
Yeah, the internet. Yeah, so
they've always been. That's what I was trying to say. They've always been artists, but now with the
streaming.
internet,
And
they
streaming.
can get in front of the with the artist in front of the people.
Well, and streaming because now say you have Metro Boomin. Say he has probably 2, 3, 4 million followers on Spotify, maybe more. Who knows? So when you do a song with him, you're like, can I please put your name as a name on this track? Because they're like, it's gonna go further because you're on it.
Exactly.
And that's what I say to young rappers too. If you're buying a beat from someone, okay, the value of a beat is not determined, sadly, by the quality of the beat.
Right.
The value of the beat is determined by the producer of the beat and how much further the song will go because it's with that producer.
Because nowadays there's so many people. Everybody's
got good beats. You can get good beats for cheap. So if you're paying more than $200 to $500 for an exclusive beat, you're crazy because you can get good beats everywhere. You know what I mean? But if you know what I mean, if you want the song to go further though, that's when a producer's worth 1,000.
That's
2,000,
marketing.
5,000. See,
marketing as well.
Even for a guy at my level, I have a Facebook at 800,000 followers. So if you do a track with me, you might get some crazy exposure that you weren't gonna get with another producer. And even on a bigger, even cats like Kato. Kato has a big Instagram. You're gonna get 10,000 people to see your shit that wouldn't have seen it before. That's why we're worth more money. It's not because we're better than another producer necessarily at making beats.
Right.
You put so much into it.
But we put more time into it in our name and our brand so that way you get, and even putting our name in the YouTube, you're going to get more plays because it's going to connect to other things.
Do you have 1 million followers on Facebook yet?
Almost about 800,000 or so.
Producer with 1 million followers on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Besides the big ones,
so, all right.
obviously.
So, obviously, growing up in the '90s, the bigger producers, Dr. Dre, also rapped. Who else?
A lot of Timberland. He rapped a little.
A little bit, but he was still in front. With the record labels, he was in front though as a push. They were pushing him.
Yeah, he was basically pushed like a
Right, they had exactly. They have the artist push. Producers back then that didn't have the artist push. It was all about the artists because they were all on the record labels, and the internet didn't give them the chance to become that artist or the influencer with the followers and have the platform to themselves. Which then the internet comes and they're like, okay, Khaled just has fucking 15 million followers now. Yeah. That's not just a producer, that's an influencer. Yeah, I get him on the beat, I get his followers, like you were just saying. Yeah. That's marketing. So even more so if you're spending that money on them beats and that producer doesn't have a brand and you haven't looked into their demographic to see if they do have a brand and they have followers and you look into their demographic like, look, are these the followers that I want? Yeah. Am I gonna convert these followers into my music?
Fans?
Right. Right. Yeah. So maybe I should spend my 500 with Kato or AKT because they're following
and they're doing
might
something
relate to my
different.
music more.
Exactly. I feel like it takes a different talent, and no matter what you're doing, you have to do more. You have to branch out. Yeah. And that goes along with, we tried something. I feel like you have to try a lot and fail a lot to get anywhere in life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Will Smith
you have to try everything.
Like Will Smith said, man, on the other side of fear.
On the other side of fear is complete bliss. But there's another one. He said, failure is a very large part of success. He said, fail forward, fail hard, and
fail often.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like we tried something, it didn't work, but it didn't deter us. I feel like even with this podcast, I was scared to do this podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was afraid to start this shit. That's why I've been wanting to do something like this.
The best things that you're gonna do in life you're gonna be afraid of them.
Right.
I always say, the thing in my head, and I think it stems from not having limbs and growing up without them is try everything.
Yeah.
Try absolutely fucking everything because you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
And what are you doing? You're living until you die. You only have time to fucking try what you want.
Yeah.
If that's something you want to accomplish, try that shit. If it doesn't work, figure out how it will.
And that fear is the only thing that's stopping a lot of people. A lot of people could do a lot of amazing things, but they're so afraid. But it is like once you get past that initial fear of trying something new, doing something you never done before, doing something bigger than yourself, just throwing shit against the wall to see if it was thick.
Your metaphorical balls grow by doing that.
Exactly.
It's like, oh shit, I did that shit. Success. I'm gonna try more things.
I'm gonna go back and do that shit again and do it better.
Like we say in our songs, L's are lessons. They're not losses. You don't lose from losing. You gain from losing as long as you took a lesson from that shit and you come back at it. The only time you really lose is if you quit.
As long as you know why and how you fucked up. Or how you lost. You know what I'm saying? How you biffed it, how you fell, however you want to put it.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about Action. He gets us to try new things. Like, hey, just try. Like with the new-ish video, I would never jumped off that fucking roof. Like he told me, hey, jump off this roof. I was like, I don't know, man. It wasn't even that high, but it's that fear.
This is what I pride myself.
You're modest. You were pretty quick. You were like,
This is what I pride myself.
All right, man. If I gotta do it,
I jumped off of it before he did.
Yeah, he did.
Exactly.
I said,
disclosure.
Let me check this out real quick. I'm gonna jump off this motherfucker. And make sure you're not going down.
That was also a crucial fucking moment.
Factor was hella nervous.
That was a crucial fucking moment in our relationship.
It
too,
was.
bro.
That was huge. I was about to say that was huge.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it shows he's willing to do
that built
what
trust.
He's
like,
what he's asking of us.
Exactly.
He said, I would never do something.
Ask us to do no stupid shit.
No,
exactly.
No, it's like I do the one take contest, right? I'm not a rapper necessarily. I used to rap, but it's 10 years in the past. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like finally I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do one of these. Because I'm asking you to do one of these.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna judge your shit and tell you if it's good or not. So if I'm gonna tell you if it's good or not, I'm gonna do one to prove to you that I could do one if I wanted to.
Right.
You know, and so you don't think, who the fuck is this judging me? He don't know nothing about rapping.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna show you that I can do it. Just so even it might not be better than you, it might be better than you. It doesn't matter. But I got the balls to fucking do it, and I'm asking you to do it. So you know what I mean?
So, So I went and did that shit, but I was initially so afraid. But you showing me that, I was like, okay.
Right.
He did it.
That
I can do it too.
Got you covered.
And right after I jumped off that shit, I was cool. You know what I'm saying? I can do that shit nowadays, and it was dope as fuck.
And I think we jumped off it multiple times.
Yeah, I did.
I think he had to do it a few times.
We got like 3 takes of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he did it a few
that
times.
shit was dope. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in this podcast.
You gotta jump.
Like you have to jump off that shit. You have to try something new.
Take that leap of faith.
Yeah. Unless it's off a building, don't do that.
Like
don't jump off
like Assassin's Creed. Oh yeah.
Some leaps.
Okay, Snowman.
Hey, I was just saying. I'm sorry.
That's all. You're good.
He literally just said not off any buildings, like Assassin's Creed.
It was a metaphor.
Hey, but Assassin's Creed, he always landed that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't do that shit.
He knew what he was doing.
But
Do not try that at home.
Do not do it. Play the game.
You wait for that, not Red Bull here.
Play the game.
Yeah, but you gotta try shit, and the feeling after that is so amazing, and it makes you want to try more shit.
Or it's not.
Yeah.
Or it's not. If you might, and if it is, figure out why. And do it better next time.
We definitely put out videos and songs that we thought were
just like
it was gonna be the one.
What you were talking about, the podcast. This is the redo. The first one, it didn't feel so good, right?
Right.
We're back. We're trying it again.
But see,
we're doing it again.
People are afraid of that failure.
Exactly.
That failure is scary, and once they fail, it's easy to give up. It's way easier to give up than
the feeling of success.
Keep on doing it. Yeah. And
after sticking to it,
failure is learned. Right? I mean, fear is learned.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, it starts when you're young. You fall, and everybody in the room laughs.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden you're like, oh, if I fall, people laugh at me.
And
some people like to be laughed at. So like, fuck, I want to fall all the time. Others are like, I don't like when people do that.
Dude, that's real.
And then other things happen. Maybe a parent doesn't support you in the way they should. Maybe they're like, they don't support a dream, or they talk to you a certain way. And that can cause your brain to go, okay, I'm scared of that now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's for most people. There's a lot of deprogramming that needs to happen to drop that fear. You know what I mean? Like, and part of that deprogramming, just like anything else, is just by doing things.
Just
you know
doing
what
it.
I mean? Like, you have to learn. Oh, okay, well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad when they laugh at me. Fuck it.
It's a metaphorical rut that you've driven yourself into. You just get out of that.
It's learned. You don't. I mean, you're a baby.
Start the reprogramming. Make a new rut.
When you're 10 months old, if somebody don't stop you, you just walk off a cliff.
Right.
Now you should be fear. You should. There's certain things that learn fear is also good.
I think that's instinctual anxiety.
Yeah, but
not to walk off.
Yeah, but it's learned though, because I know my son when he was little, he had just walked off. He had just
Oh right, no, you learn that shit. You walk off a step and fall on your face, like oh shit, gravity.
You have to put your hand on the stove to know that you'll get burnt.
Exactly.
It's learned.
Or get close to it to know it's hot. And then you don't want to put your hand on that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I never put my nub on that shit.
It's a learned thing though,
But I got close. It was hot enough to know I shouldn't touch it, which is learned. You know what I'm saying? That's learned.
You learn.
Hashtag learned.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they say
there's healthy fears and unhealthy fears.
Smart people learn from their mistakes, and wise people learn from the mistakes of others.
Yep.
So you're way wiser if you like. I feel like I'm smarter because I have like 4 older brothers, and I watch them do a bunch of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention and you're smart, you can watch a bunch of people fail and know it works.
The younger siblings get that blessing.
Yeah, exactly.
The younger siblings are always the third of 4, so I'm the second to last.
Yeah.
So I had 2 older brothers. I had the same thing.
So
I could look up to and be like,
put my hand on the stove because I already know my brother burns himself.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm cool.
That's true. That's true. It's another.
So
way.
you.
Oh, that's what happened when you did that.
That's
all right, that ain't gonna happen to me.
That's what happens when you yell at mom. I'm cool on that.
You should always have a thirst for knowledge. You should always want to learn shit, and learn from mistakes, learn from your mistakes, and definitely watch what works. Because like in music, you can see the algorithms and everything, and you can see what you can do to get big.
Yeah.
And I think some people are playing the system in their own little ways. Like, you know how social media is. You can come out clowning, like with the... We don't know if Jaden Smith and Tyler, the creator, are actually a couple or anything.
Oh, the gay thing? I don't think they are. I think
I think
he's just playing around on stage.
But see, that's what I think.
Take it differently. I wouldn't care if he was.
Yeah.
But... I think in that situation, I think Jay's playing around and everybody's like
it went like
think about it, and then you get streams.
I think it's
a video, right. It is a good tactic.
Inside joke with them, I think.
That's what I think.
But look, he said it on stage.
Yeah.
He didn't come out with a follow-up till after a viral video was out, right?
Right.
So that means they're playing off it, because another video comes out and he's confirming it.
Yeah.
Let's keep the attention on it.
Yeah.
Even if they are, we don't
that's
care.
With
them. Who cares? But
he knows that it will go viral.
Right.
And once that hits, like, okay, so Tyler, the creator, he just dropped a soundtrack for The Grinch.
Yeah.
Do you think that's straight promotion for that?
I don't know.
He did the soundtrack for the
Grinch?
Grinch?
He did the soundtrack for the Grinch.
Shit,
but now, like, Jaden goes out and says this shit.
Yeah.
So everybody knows, like, oh, wait. And then, or they pops up in their iTunes, like, because Tyler's name is trending now. I feel like a lot of people
my take on it, I think he kind of just was on stage and was just clowning around, basically. Like, he just came out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was orchestrated. I think he.
Or they are, and power to them.
I think they just have some kind of.
I don't care
if they are.
Shit.
But I just feel
if
like
they're dating, power to them.
I don't think
that's a power
he
couple.
meant it literally.
Yeah, that's a power couple, dude. If that's real, dude, I'm not even fucking clowning. That's a power couple, dog. They are gonna make moves. If that's for 100%. Real, and if it's not, shame on them.
Doesn't he have?
Shame on them.
That's the other side of that.
If that is not real and they're using that, shame on them.
Then that's bad.
See, that's why I'm kind of buying it though.
See, I don't know.
Jaden's kind of stood up for that kind of stuff, and he's modeled women's clothing growing up.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like he's too aware to want to potentially offend an entire community of people by making that into a joke.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, dude. Because I don't think Jaden's that kind of person, and if he is the kind of person that would use a community and offend them to
I don't think
gain ahead, That's fucked up.
No, I think
that's not the kind of person I thought he was. Will Smith has raised a better kid than that. I will say that. I know that Jaden ain't doing that shit. No. So that leaves me to think that it could be real. And more power to him, dude, because that's a power couple.
Yeah, I just
for
feel
real
like
it is.
That's just like one of the examples of the tactics people use.
Tyler said stuff too before, right? Too. He's been kissing boys.
He said he's been kissing boys, since he was like 14 or something. So,
but you don't know with them. He's so crazy. He's such a crazy personality, and he's known for like just saying shit that he
out there. That's not like the first time you ever heard of Tyler Creator, he had a cockroach crawling out of his mouth.
It's like got famous, basically.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That was the first time I ever heard of him. Yeah. So he's always done this.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe Jaden's in on it, but if I can't, like, if they are doing
Tyler's
that
not the one that said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tyler said you're crazy.
And Jaden's got a way bigger audience.
Yeah. Tyler's been denying it. So I don't know if it's orchestrated or anything. It's just like one of these tactics. Like a lot of rappers will go get their crazy hair and the grills and get on Instagram and do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just to get viral,
but
just to get spins, and it works though. It's working for a lot of artists.
But didn't Jaden just get like a million or a
dude? Jaden is fucking huge.
Yeah, both of them.
Jaden is way bigger than Tyler the Creator.
What I'm saying is,
so why would Tyler be denying that shit? If Jaden's saying it with his audience, why would Tyler deny it if it's for shock value?
You got a point.
Yeah, that's true.
But I feel like you may underestimate
Jaden don't need
Tyler's
no clout
following though. Because
dude, Jaden's following's way bigger than Tyler the Creator.
I don't know because Tyler's been in really like relevant in the rap game for longer.
Yeah, here we go. 10 years.
Jaden may have a broader range, but I think Tyler has a huge cult.
It's close in ways, I'm sure, because they both have really huge names. But yeah, either way, I think when it comes down to that, I think he was just joking.
Didn't he have that show on Cartoon Network called Loiter Squad or some shit?
Yeah, that shit was weird.
That shit was fucking weird.
Yeah, but it's just one of the tactics. Like a lot of people like are.
What were we talking about earlier? We're talking about how artists, do duo tapes and stuff together more
exactly.
often now,
like,
because on Spotify and things like that, having the two names on there at the same time spreads it further because it goes to each of their followers, basically through release radar and other systems and other algorithms on the.
Honestly, a lot of that shit I could do without.
Yeah.
A lot of that shit is not quality music. It's just to get those numbers. It's just to manipulate the system, or so you put those two artists together.
I was wrong.
Boom. I told you Tyler is huge, bro.
His catalog's so much bigger.
Tyler is huge.
So much longer.
Yeah, I've known.
Look at that catalog since way before Jaden.
Yeah.
But Jaden came out hitting hard above.
But see, I've been following Jaden since he put out his first shit. When he first rapped, it was way different. Jaden was way different.
What's your album budget?
But then on top of that, he had his own fucking money.
They're really close and have been.
You know what I mean?
They have been for a while, but
Tyler and them grew slowly.
In the last 28 days, dude, that shit boosted Jaden's streams, dog.
Well, he did that shit with Slim Thug. It's that Slim Thug song. Not Slim Thug, but Young Thug.
Yeah.
It's the Young Thug song that's doing that right there.
No, that was 3 days ago. November 16th
which song was that?
Was low, and then
his spike. That's what I'm telling you.
He's getting spikes.
I feel like it's manipulation but it's not. Maybe it's not a manipulation. This is the Wild West out here now.
I think it's just a tool. It's just a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
They're not necessarily manipulating. It's just
as of yesterday, the 17th, Tyler Creator had 2.59 streams and Jaden had 2.25
million.
So not a manipulation. That's not. They're playing the game because it's this streaming shit.
But that's the spike. The day before that was much lower on Jaden's end.
Yeah.
But he did just drop that album, The Grinch. Tyler the Creator did, so that's a huge spike in his shit.
I'm gonna have to go check that shit out, just because it's fucking. Is it the album for the movie?
Yeah, it's the soundtrack.
Yeah.
What are their followers? I don't know.
I think
it's crazy.
Y'all think soundtracks are coming back?
Soundtracks have been around.
Like
They're not going
2,
nowhere.
but I don't feel like
They
there's
were
any
more
been,
popular
like,
back in
real
the day than they are
classic
now.
ones.
Like
there hasn't.
Now they're having artists do the whole thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. This year there's been a bunch.
Yeah, they've done it
like
differently.
Future did Superfly.
Yeah, that's a different tactic. That is different.
Black Panther by Kendrick.
Well, Kendrick, S.O.B. It was
like all TDE, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much TDE, but he was the EP on that.
S.O.B. is TDE?
I don't know. Look it up.
They had some features. They had some features on there. That's why.
Yeah, no, but there's been a lot of resurgence in soundtracks. But you think that's another tactic too?
I mean,
partnering with the fucking.
To a point, I think it's a tactic on both ends. You know what I mean? It's a tactic for the movie as well.
Yeah, because I feel like now hip hop runs the fucking world.
Yeah, it has.
Like you're talking about your kids talking about running around skirt. Like hip hop is everything now.
Yeah.
It's today's rock and roll.
Yeah,
it's the popular genre. It's the pop genre.
Yep, it is.
And to be honest, like it's always been so. All right, if you look back in the day, soundtracks, that have influencers, you are like the way you said it was they're classic or whatever. That's always been a tactic, always been because they're influencers.
There was a
if you
time,
put an influencer,
people weren't paying attention to them,
or they weren't as big.
Yeah, like when
you look
in the 90s, they were really huge for a minute.
Not with hip hop.
You'll have like a single.
Not with hip hop, maybe. But if you look back, you'll find some big fucking soundtracks by some big people. With some big people. And if it ain't that, then they got the licensing to put a big track or big tracks in their movie. Right. So it's always been a tactic used to get the like good music obviously in the film, and whoever's music it is, you get their followers to come check it out. You know
I just feel like I haven't been excited to listen to a soundtrack for a long time, but now that
it's hip hop now, it's hip hop now. Like you said, hip hop runs the world now.
I'm your pushing man.
Rap. There were big rap soundtracks back in the day.
That whole album was done by, or that whole soundtrack was done by somebody, and it's the soundtrack for the Mac. Have you ever seen that? It's an old school pimp movie. It's an
old school pimp movie called The Mac. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That whole album was done by one group.
Yeah. But yeah, like there was a rap era where above the rim. What else was out back then? Oh god, there was a bunch of movies back then. There was like Tupac and a lot of other people on those albums, and it was a very big thing. It was like the soundtracks were like the thing for a minute. It was like, oh, new soundtracks coming. This is crazy in the rap. But then there was a time era, I'd say, somewhere down the road, it kind of disappeared for a little bit.
The pop genre switches. The pop genre switched. So before the pop genre, it was rock.
And now it came back. You know what I'm saying? Now they're doing okay. We're going to take one rapper and have the whole thing.
Exactly.
That's the new tactic.
Exactly. Before you didn't notice because it was a whole band or a whole. It was a whole production.
Well, various artists.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but soundtracks were huge.
And they would have that. Then
soundtracks.
They would have one big song on it, and it wouldn't be like you're going to get the whole soundtrack.
Yeah, you could get a timeline of big soundtrack, like movie soundtracks made by big artists. I'm sure from now to way back.
They're always made by big artists, but I would say like in the 90s, people were waiting for soundtracks to come out, like not just rap, like everything. Like
you were there.
I remember like the soundtracks to Romeo and Juliet and all these other remakes and all these other movies that people were like pumped. Like every time one came out, it's like Tuesday we were going to get that new soundtrack.
That's what I'm saying.
All the best songs in one place. But I feel like there was a time era where people weren't really that concerned about listening to an entire soundtrack anymore. They liked a few songs from that movie, or like that one song from that movie. But people weren't like, oh, I'm gonna go listen to this new soundtrack from whatever movie that came out. You know what I mean? For a little bit. But it's coming back again. I feel like a little more.
Society,
you know? Yeah, like Menace. Yeah, that's another good one.
Menace to Society.
Boys in the Hood. All that stuff. Because it was that era.
Soundtracks were fucking dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that was like a different era of them, and now they're trying to bring. It's like it's coming back a little bit in a different revamped version.
But then on top of that, it also gives the artist a different spectrum.
Yeah,
they could go a little bit different ways.
It can make you way bigger because you're working with a movie production.
Exactly.
You're working with a movie studio like Metro Boomin or who was it? Was it Metro Boomin? Who just did the Creed 2? Or was that Mike Will? Mike Will just did the Creed 2 soundtrack. So now a lot of people even know more about him now.
Yeah.
So that goes into also the producers
trade
doing
audiences
shit too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Cross promotion.
Yeah.
You bring your people in to come see the movie because you're on it, and we bring people to listen to you.
It's just like McDonald's teaming up with Batman or some shit like that. We're gonna give out Batman toys.
They do it every fucking month. They switch their toys every month or so. Or
they make
season.
Relationships with like movies.
They got and then they partner with Hasbro to make some toys this month, or they got fucking Marvel to do
the
these
movies.
toys.
I would assume the movies probably just supply the toys. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, or pay for something. Or I'm sure that's the deal of some sort.
You can see it on the bag.
Yeah,
a lot of them are made by the toy companies.
Yeah. But I'm saying as far as who pays for it, you know what I mean?
Right. No,
that's probably the deal. Like the movie says,
right.
We'll pay for the fucking.
Exactly.
We'll pay for the toys. Y'all get to give out free toys at your store. Everybody wins.
Maybe not.
We do commercials together and pay half
Maybe
of
not,
that.
dude.
I don't know how.
I'm pretty sure it's factored into the Happy Meal price.
Yeah. Might be.
50 cents a toy.
Yeah. Could be. But I'm saying as far as their relationship with the movie itself, obviously there has to be some back and forth there. You know what I mean? For
there's something. There's
a partnership.
Obviously, the food guys are much bigger than the movie guys.
Oh, dude. So no, it's in there, dude.
They run that conversation.
There's McDonald's arches in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like there's product placement inside the movies for those kinds of things.
That
like in
there's probably a lot of trades that happen.
When the little airplane thing he's driving crashes, and it hits the fucking Bud Light truck, boom,
the Bud Light truck,
and all of the fucking bottles
marketing in
around.
Itself is just
he cracks
crazy.
that shit and he takes a drink and then he throws that
subliminal marketing.
It was,
back in the day, it was cigarettes.
That was such a fucking
back in the day, the cigarette companies had every fucking influencer in the movies smoking cigarettes in their movies, dude.
Yeah.
They had that's why they can't advertise on TV.
Not anymore. It's not the same anymore.
That shit we can get into marketing too because that shit's just a crazy game. You're fucking with people psychologically. Like you're
not even really
these little lights.
That's a wrong way of saying it.
But
that's what it is.
I don't say it's fucking with people psychologically. It's just
let's make something seem cool that's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
Well, for cigarettes, that's
with shit like
marketing can be marketing can be manipulative. It can be, but not everybody is using manipulative marketing.
No. Sometimes it's like this is our product. This is what it does. Do you like it? Maybe we'll see. We'll find out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what we do.
It's just,
We put it in front of people we think might like it.
Saying, but it's just
and it works or it doesn't.
Certain companies,
cigarettes, I agree.
Certain cultures,
cigarettes is total manipulative marketing, bro.
Yeah.
So is alcohol. Alcohol's the same fucking shit.
Yeah. Just
energy drinks.
Fucking. I mean, even now, a bunch of shit that triggers kids, or just turns on those light bulbs, makes them. They don't even know why they're doing it.
Fast food kills more people than cigarettes.
Exactly.
Now it's more available too.
So as far as I know,
you can market all over the fucking internet, dude.
And now the algorithms, they know exactly what your kids are talking about. And shit, they can hear your kids talking in the fucking back seat, so they're gonna push these shits. And they're watching cartoons all the time.
They know what they watch on YouTube.
They're watching YouTube, and that shit is direct. And all the shit that you watch,
the marketing on the TV is way softer.
What they think you want to buy.
This is a good point because look, back in the day we grew up, and the only marketing we saw was on TV.
TV radio.
Nickelodeon, TV radio. Nickelodeon, fucking Disney, Cartoon Network. And that shit was, those networks I can always say have been safe with what they put on their commercials. Yeah. They've never put anything that I feel like has ever tried to influence a child to do anything other than buy a fucking toy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or watch their fucking shows or eat a bowl of sugar in the morning.
That's true.
Other than that, now there's the internet and these kids are all over it and it's not fucking regulated, bro. No. They can come across a website and there's a fucking dude smoking a cigarette with two bitches on his arm, and that kid feels manipulated now that's cool. Well, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Well, and now it's more readily available, so it's, I feel like it's so dangerous.
Marketing is so much different. I mean, the targeting is what's changed everything.
It is different.
Like back in the day, so you had radio and then you had TV channels and stuff. So you can say, okay, well, a certain kind of person,
And the movies.
highest demographic for this TV show is this age group and this sex or whatever. So you would kind of target that show. That's where you want your ads to run. But you're still kind of shooting in the dark a little bit. You're not at a good high rate. So now with the internet, when you can target people through whether it be keywords that they would search, whether it be interests that they look at, whether it be related interests that they look at, whether it be something they've already came on your site, they've already came on another site. There's a lot of different ways to figure out what type of person they are and who you're marketing to. So it's very easy to micro target a very specific mind. Like you could target people by how they think. If you target them by enough things, you by what music did they listen to? Okay, what did they do? Did they go out to the bars? Did they do this? Did they do that? You can actually pinpoint exactly the type of person they are almost by 10 of their interests. And obviously that's a generalistic statement, but I mean there's a lot of people that have very similar qualities. You know what I mean? They're the same person. We're all snowflakes, but they're similar. You know what I mean? And that's how in marketing you can do that with the more factors you have to figure out who they are, the more you can put them into a specific bucket. So with Facebook, when you like a set of pages or watch a certain set of videos on YouTube or anything else, you can target people very specifically, and that's the huge change.
And then on top of that, they do that shit.
Yeah, and there's a way to track it. Not only that, now you can track it. You can see your success. You used to throw ads on TV. You don't know if those fuckers worked or not.
So that's good and bad. That's good and bad because you got these parents. Like I let my son use my phone, right? And I make sure that I monitor him and I put it on the app that he's going to, and he doesn't change that shit. Because I'm sitting there watching him, or he's supervised while he's doing it. But there's these parents that just let their kids run off with their shit, and they're on their Facebook. They're like, oh yeah, I'll let them scroll on my Facebook. So it's not the kid that all these marketers are targeting. It's the parents' Facebook page. Right. So they're seeing all these grown ads. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing all this shit they shouldn't see.
Get the YouTube Kids app. On your phone, let them
or the Dick Junior app, or the PBS like Kids app,
or give them their own. You got an old phone? Give them that phone.
Dude, there's these cool kids tablets that only have the Kids app.
Yeah. My younger son has that.
Those are that way they can stay on the technology, not feel left out, but it's monitored.
Well, it's very good. Like my younger son is autistic and he's obsessed with learning stuff on YouTube.
Right.
So like when I
that's great.
It's awkward. It's actually an awkward situation because today's they talk about screen time and stuff, and I understand that. But it's hard to know where to draw the line sometimes because for him, that's where he's learned most of his shit from.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, telling me to stop you from doing this, only let you do this an hour a day or whatever it may be. This is the one thing I see working.
They say that for him specifically?
Yeah, they don't. Well, for any kid, they don't like a lot of
I feel like that rule shouldn't apply to him.
Because autistic kids get obsessed with something and then they go in a loop and they just want to keep doing that.
I didn't know that.
But he's not doing that, but when he's on there, he goes straight to like the alphabet song.
Yeah, numbers. Dude, if he's learning,
he doesn't even want to watch, like the cartoons are all there for him.
Dude, I think that's cool.
Those. He's watching so I think he wants to talk so damn bad.
Isn't that a breakthrough? Isn't that a breakthrough? I feel like that's a breakthrough.
So yeah,
if you can find them apps that help him learn like that,
he finds them. He goes through them. And
that's
fucking
like,
no, I want to watch that one because they're gonna teach me about elephants or some shit like that. Like you don't say that shit to us, but that's what he does. So it's like it's tough for me because I have the therapist saying. And other people in my life saying, "Well, watch how much he watches that," and I agree. He can't. I don't want him to be on a tablet all day, but
it could be exercise.
I feel like 2 or 3 hours a day is not bad for him because he's learning.
No, just exercising.
And it's the new age, even for all kids. They're learning way different. We can't apply the old rules to this.
That's what I'm saying. It's an old rule.
It's not TV.
Do that.
These kids are growing up with all that technology.
TV just says, "Here, you're gonna watch this shit."
Yeah.
Who knows, dude? They might have to run their job with that shit.
Choose what you want to look at.
Because with the evolution of technology, it's being incorporated into schools. Like they're going to be dependent on using these tools.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying with my kids. My girl's doesn't fully want them to. She didn't at first, But like it's like these kids are growing up in this digital age, and they need to know and be fluent with these things.
They need to know how to use this shit well.
And my son has learned a lot. Like your son, my son's not autistic, and I know my son has learned a lot from those those videos and PBS and all these little shows that teach him things. Yeah. I think that's so cool that he's learning stuff like that.
And no one else,
I think that's fucking amazing, dude.
We send him to speech therapy and stuff, and they'll get a little bit out of him. You know what I mean? But nothing makes him talk more than that thing.
Wow.
So it's like,
amazing.
It's like you guys can.
Someone needs to.
You guys can tell me he doesn't need to do this or do that, but I'm like, well,
someone needs to do some new research on that.
He learned how to count to 20 on that tablet.
And you didn't teach him how to count to 20. He learned all his colors.
You can't even get him to say blue. And when he was watching that tablet, he just said 25 colors all at once.
God,
so I'm like, either you're doing something wrong or that's doing something better. I don't know, but I'm gonna regulate. I regulated some, but
and when I say this, I'm not saying that they need to test on your kid, but someone needs to do some research on that.
I'm sure they are.
Digital abilities to help autistic kids learn. Because that's the thing, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Because their problem is with learning. If you think about it, that's the root of autism is that they don't learn like we do. So they're having a hard time figuring shit out.
Well, that's what I was gonna originally say. Those rules shouldn't apply to your son because those rules are meant for the general kid that learns like the general kid.
I wish I remember what I was listening to the other day, but they were saying that it's not a learning disability. I think it was on one of Joe Rogan's podcasts. It's not a learning disability. It's a teaching disability. Yeah. We don't have the tools to teach these
100%,
kids. I feel like some of these kids are just a new evolution of humans.
That's what my cousin said, dude.
In Silicon Valley,
5 years ago,
that run the computer, they are considered autistic or on the spectrum.
Yes.
So
Einstein.
It's the
Einstein, bro.
Like you can't
Einstein failed geometry
the same way.
Differently.
Einstein failed geometry. Still one of the smartest people in our fucking evolution.
Until he's like 6 or something like. That is just a different type of person. Like you can't teach them like you like we write in the book. Like I feel like the school system is like an assembly line, a conveyor belt to make robots. This shit is built to make people that work for a living. It's built to put you in a box. That way you learn to listen to the person that's in charge, sit down in the chair and do what you're told. And if you don't, you're gonna get failed. You're gonna get kicked out. That's why I couldn't jive with high school. I ended up graduating, but I did 5 years and had to go to an alternative school. I'm not meant to be sat down in a seat and taught what I need to know. I have a thirst for knowledge myself. I know what I want to know. I don't want to know what you're teaching me sometimes. And I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like the whole school system needs to be redesigned for this new...
Well, and there's other countries that are already doing it. We're behind. It's already happening. We're just not doing it.
We're not doing it. Other countries
Netherlands or some shit like that. I think it was somewhere over there.
But a lot of times it's...
I don't know the exact country. They had a great system set up.
They need to figure something out here in America because I agree with you, dude. It's not a learning disability, especially with autism. It's not a learning disability. It's a learning curve for them, but it's a teaching disability because we don't know.
It's both.
We don't know how to teach them.
The teachers that we have now, the people that are teachers now, were brought up in
the
that
people
system.
that do know how to teach them, it costs so fucking much to get their services. That shit needs to be readily available because there's so many people.
I will say.
Are there more people?
I will say though.
There's more credit. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna give credit to the state. So we get a lot of help from the state for our kid, and they don't base it on like our income. Like if they base it on my income, they wouldn't give me anything, probably. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but they base it on just the child's income, which is weird. I don't even know what that means. So basically, no income.
That's fucking.
You know what I mean? Unless your son's Ryan from Ryan's Toy Review.
I imagine that they have to do it.
It's likely your kid is gonna be good.
Well, even he doesn't get paid shit. He's not.
Well, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But no, I agree. I believe it's just because they have to put an entity behind it.
Yeah, something. So they don't base it on that, and he gets at the we get care during the week for him for free. We get pull-ups sent to us for free because he goes through them like crazy. You know what I mean? Because he's probably gonna be in pull-ups until he's 6, 7, 8 years old, possibly. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
You can imagine how many of them they'd have to wear when they're at that age. You know, so it's like they do help a lot. There are a lot of programs in place. You know what I mean? I will give them credit.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it is just due to lack of knowledge as far as teaching them yet, because there's so many. The problem with autism, it's just like the spectrum is so huge.
Right.
So there's people with autism, they're just mildly different. They just got quirks and stuff. And then there's people with autism that they are similar to a person with Down syndrome.
Right.
You know, like they're low functioning. So there's like different levels of it. So you gotta treat them all differently. You know what I mean? But and then they all have different things. Some have sensory issues and some can't deal with light or some stuff like that. Some don't have any of those behaviors. They're just like my son. He don't really react to anything. Like as far as all the stuff he's supposed to be weird about, he's not. But he still has all the learning stuff and all that. You know what I mean? So it's a wide range, but we're learning. You know, it's like that. And I'm sure there's a lot of other mental diseases and other things that we don't know enough about to where we're just doing it on the fly right now, basically. And humans will figure it next 10, 20, 30 years, we'll have it way more figured out than we do now. Just like HIV. Shit, that shit's like curable now. What the fuck? Like,
on or off
like,
the
you know what I mean?
spectrum,
Like,
I feel
when
like
it first came out, it killed you. It was a death sentence.
We need to break the cycle of doing the same shit over and over and teaching from these old ways. And we
our teaching habits are broken.
Even like when it comes to raising your kids, like I come in. So you see your father in yourself sometimes when you're parenting. You know what I'm saying? And that's like you said, it's a learned behavior. You're like shit, like
good and bad.
But good and bad. Yeah. But it's the evolution. I always want to try to do better, and I feel like everything should try to be better. Like the political system needs to be changed.
Well, that's where it starts. Well, look, my mom's a teacher, and that's where it's not the teachers, dude. At all. It's in the political system, like you're saying, bro. It's the government that needs to change the policies and the way that the resources that these teachers have. These teachers don't have the resources that they need to teach the spectrum of kids that they have. They have all these kids that are different. Yeah. They don't have enough help to get to each one.
Big classrooms.
You know what I'm saying? Especially here in Arizona. You remember AZ Red for Ed, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That shit is real. Like all these teachers were supposed to have a bunch of money already from the government that was already signed off that they never got to the budget. Right. That's why they marched on the Capitol.
Because people need to get paid for what they do. Because teachers are very important.
But that's the that was the misconception though. It wasn't a pay raise for the teachers.
Money for the schools.
It was money for the schools. Yeah. Right. It was money to get asbestos out of the fucking schools at the very least, dude. To get rulers and computers and fucking books. And to upgrade the curriculums and to fucking all these things. The teachers got some of it as a pay raise, but they deserve that.
Yeah, they need that.
But for the most part, it was all resources for the teachers to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they got hosed out of it the first time, so I'm glad they marched on the Capitol like that.
Yeah, and it makes sense because I know a lot of teachers have to pay for their own supplies in the classroom.
They fucking
do. The parents end up paying for it.
My mom has had to pay for my mom has had to pay for her classroom resources since I was a kid, bro. I remember going to these teacher stores where they get teacher discounts, but they still gotta buy their calendars, their markers, their whiteboards, their papers, their fucking all this shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of shit can be fixed though. The thing is, lobbyists and things and stuff are stopping it because you think about this: how much do textbooks cost? They're fucking expensive, right? If those got replaced with tablets and things of that nature, why do we have those still? Why in college are there still textbooks? Tell me that. Why are they there? You know why? Because someone makes billions of dollars from that shit. And he doesn't want to let that go, so he's got control of this Democrat and this Republican and this guy.
A lot of books are being phased out.
And they're starting to. Eventually
but the books are a lot of money in that.
But they're still there.
High school getting them on discs.
When I went to college, the price for textbooks, just getting
$50 to $150
for all the classes in your semester, dude, it's more than that, dude.
A piece. I'm talking a piece.
Fuck that, dude. And you got fucking 6 classes.
Yeah, I spent thousands on textbooks. I know that when I went to school for sure.
That shit's crazy.
And that was like 8 or 9 years ago, but I'm sure it's still
Bernie Sanders could have helped a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders,
he could have.
He just got reelected to Senate or whatever again. So
the problem is they call people like Bernie Sanders a socialist, and what happens?
He's a new age guy. They don't like his fucking views.
That's the Republicans' way.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'll do this. I'm independent, so I'm not on either side. But that's the Republicans' way, from my point of view. That they're just trying to get their people to like not like him, basically. So like, we're
Everybody's
gonna call him a
trying to get
socialist,
their own people to not like each other. It's a war going on out here.
but
There's
Yeah,
more
two
commercials
sides.
against the people than for the people that have their values in it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this dude that I'm running against has done this, and this wrong.
Yeah.
Like me and actually were having a good conversation the other week about this shit. Like it's a war between two sides, and there's not enough people to stand in the middle and take a logical look at both sides and weigh it and say, okay, this is what's good from this is what's bad from that.
Yeah.
We could take both and make something new. There needs to be an official
Claim your
third party.
independence. Claim your independence. Don't declare yourself either.
Hold on to what you
that's the biggest
believe
problem.
in,
Yeah,
period.
even if you know in your brain, like, I normally vote Republican or I normally vote Democrat because they normally side with my views. That's fine. Think that in your brain, but don't let them motherfuckers know that yet.
Right.
Make them prove they're a good candidate for you, not for their party.
And do your research. Know what you want out of your political leaders. If like teaching and schooling is important to you, make sure you read up on the shit. This is what I admit. I'm a hypocrite a little bit right now because I've never participated in the political system, but lately I've been, because the way shit's going, I'm like, I understand the power of my vote, and I understand I need to pay attention to this shit, know what I want, and then pick that. Republican, Democrat, whatever, Green Party, I don't care. As long as they stand for my beliefs and what I want to do, that's who I'll vote for, and I think everybody needs to do that.
Yeah.
Did you, and it's changing, did you know that there was 40% more votes just in the early mail-in ballots than there was in the whole last election in Arizona?
A lot of people are now paying attention, and that's what I want to get on. I want to get into that. I push
agree.
everybody to go.
I don't really know what to vote for. I vote for pretty much all Democrats when my ballot comes through. I ask my parents, who are y'all voting for? Because I like their beliefs.
You're a liberal person.
Like
you know, I think we're all probably pretty liberal people. So I mean, what are maybe our money views or certain things like that, but our views on. Our views
just got dangerous for us.
Are probably aligned with Democrats.
Side note here, we all just kind of put our political beliefs out there. We've never done that as a group.
We're kind of independent. We're just independent.
It's dangerous.
It's dangerous, guys.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm on either side. What I'm saying is you need to vote.
I just said I was.
Oh well, yeah.
Well, you voted.
But I am. Well, no, I mean, I don't. The Republicans lately, they ain't got my best interest.
Currently.
The system, the way it is now, it needs to change.
Since
I've been 18 and I've been actually paying attention, the Democrats is where I'm at.
Yeah,
I'm a Democrat. I'm registered probably independent, but I'm a Democrat.
See that's the key. That's the key, though. We all need to register independent.
Right.
Because if every American was registered independent, they wouldn't know what the fuck to do. They'd be like, oh shit.
The power would be out of their hands.
They'd be like, I just have to be myself.
Yeah.
Well, they would still know because
they would still know by
they still have polls and votes.
Very true. Very true.
A lot of that game is the marketing game too.
Yeah.
They're pushing their side and they're targeting the exact people that they need, and that's how Trump got elected. He went for this demographic.
Think about what we've
underappreciated.
Yeah, he paid a company millions of dollars to do the analytics.
What have we been talking about this whole podcast? This is the digital age, right?
Yeah.
And if nobody believes us, your proof should be that our president right now currently in the Americas is fucking a man that won because it's the digital fucking age.
Yeah, I mean he
has a digital platform.
He basically won because he has a Twitter.
Yes,
kind of, partly.
He has a digital platform.
A social media.
I mean, it's a free platform.
He's a fucking influencer.
Didn't he get banned from banning people?
Yeah, I don't know, but
I think so.
You gotta think about it. Like you gotta think about what you have to pay for that power. You know what you have to pay for that.
Everybody should be able to follow the president. I agree. He shouldn't be able to ban you. That's some bullshit.
That's crazy. Yeah. But I think that's what did it though.
His ass.
That's what did it. The last election.
Right.
Clinton and Trump. No one really wanted either of them all that much. So it was like, oh,
Bernie.
How the hell did we do this, man? So now everyone's like, man, I'm gonna start.
You want to know what's
midterms? I'm voting everything because I don't want that to happen again.
You want to know what's fucked up? The polls, the statistics all showed Bernie couldn't beat Hillary. But he could have. But if he beat Hillary, he would have destroyed Trump.
Oh, by like 60-40 or something.
Yeah,
it would have been crazy.
That shit so
because he doesn't have a lot of shit. See, Bernie don't have a lot of shit you can pull up on him. When you research Bernie, you're like, oh damn, okay. The more you research, you find good shit. You're like, fuck, I don't know what this.
Bernie's such a fucking thug.
You know, Hillary had so much shit to fuck.
You want to
with.
know what's fucked up? They fucking slander this man. And he could have, bro. I ain't even getting into it.
Yeah, no.
Fuck it.
Yeah, let's not get too deep into the
But either way,
Bernie, I love you.
We're discussing how the digital world affects everything.
Should have won.
From music.
Obama's still my president.
You know?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
From music. Oh, you're good. So from music to elections, you know what I mean? It just.
From everything is about the marketing because
they rigged our
it is a free
election
platform.
boxes.
Like you said, everybody's walking around with the phone. Yeah. So if they're looking on their phone, no matter what, even in the little games that they play, there's little ads and fucking.
Yeah, because you're playing the free version.
Yeah.
And you're not paying for the ad-free version.
Because I'm not gonna pay when I can get it for free.
Exactly.
Yeah. In most cases.
And the reason it's free is because they're selling ad space.
Yeah. It's not free, but it is free.
So that's crazy.
Yeah. That's the new motto, actually. Though I mean, you think about streaming services, it's kind of free. I mean, you pay $10 a month, but I mean, you can listen to anything.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Do you remember
or you watch
the
ads? You know what I mean? So it's like, I think we're finally in the place where we figured out how to make the music world work as far as the relationship between the artist and the fans. You know, on both ends. So now we figured out, okay, now fans can only have to pay this much a month. They can listen to whoever they want. It's a very comfortable situation on that end. And on the other end, the artists are getting paid more than they ever have before as well. We're heading into like a really high end as far as music money being made right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's way better for the artists now. There's no real middleman now.
Yeah.
Like you could go straight through the streaming.
Yeah. It's all about bulk now. You gotta have bigger numbers.
Right.
You gotta have more people listening. But now you gotta make music people actually fucking like.
Right.
Because see, the system back in the days was they market the fuck out of a record for 6 months before it even comes out. Everybody goes and buys it. Come to find out there's two songs that are good and everything else sucks. Mm-hmm. But everybody still bought that shit for $17. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So if they sell like 2 million, bam, what's that? A lot of millions. So like, but with the streaming game, it doesn't, I'm not saying it has to be good music because we all know some music right now is not so good and doing well, but it has to be liked music, entertaining music, and people have to enjoy it and listen to it. Right. You put out an album, the first day, bam, it might get a bunch of streams and then it's just gonna deflate.
Right.
It's gonna be gone if it don't have something people.
Unless you gave them
like.
good shit.
Yeah. You could just market your way into a successful album or a platinum album. Now you have to earn that platinum album, so to speak, because you got to build that fanship. People have to actually
that's what I like.
People got to actually listen to that shit.
That's what I like about it nowadays. Because of the marketing, you can target just the people that fuck with you. And people nowadays, there's a bunch of artists out there that you never even heard of. They're making millions and millions of dollars going on tours doing their thing. They're finding their audience, and that's what's cool. Like a lot of people are maybe too stuck on becoming the biggest artist ever, and they're not focused on maybe I should stay in my lane. I'm not saying that's not a dream of mine. I think that should be a dream. You should always want to be the best. You should, no matter what you're doing. But if you could find a good, like, just fuck with the people that fuck with you. If nobody likes it, who cares? You know, and I feel like that is an advantage now, like, to the game. People could just target who they want, make their money, do whatever they want to accomplish, and not necessarily have to be universally known.
And it's got to be good to make it, because I mean, I think NF said in the song, he said, I hate people saying I'm here because the marketing dollars. Right. Everything's not gonna blow just because you market it harder, and that's fucking true.
That's good.
We've seen that firsthand. We won't discuss that any further. But
I was gonna lead that to my next question. I had a question for you as a marketer. You know, how do you find out your audience? How do you find out how to market to certain people? Like, you know, there's artists just starting out that have no idea what the fuck a demographic is.
Yeah, so some situations, I mean, with the music industry, it's a lot easier than a lot of other industries because you have obvious things. So you can go, okay, I'm Dizzy Wright. So people who like Dizzy Wright probably like Chris Webby or probably like Jared Benton. People who are related to him or something like that. Or you make a certain kind of music similar to certain other artists' music. So that's a real quick way. You know, that's normally the quickest way. Or you can go psychologically. What kind of people listen to, you know, Macklemore? The kind of people that like something different or something big or something poppy. So like, that might be what I market to them. You know, it might be because of the type of the music. They might not be exactly like your music, but they have the same type of people that like their shit. You know what I mean? So you can go sometimes to certain countries, certain cities, certain areas, depending on the song. I think, and really what it's based on is the piece of content, though. Right. Every artist shouldn't think about how am I going to market myself just as an artist to all these people. Every piece of content you put out has a different bucket. You know what I mean? Because if you make a song that's just a fun song, certain people fuck with that, certain people don't. But if you make a certain type of deep record, it's going to relate to certain people more than others. You know what I mean? So you have a different demographic all of a sudden from song to song. And going back to the thing where if you just from marketing something's not going to blow up, you can't. If a piece of content isn't good, it's not gonna blow. Even if you put it in front of 1 million people, that's just gonna be 1 million people that didn't fuck with that piece of content. Right. You see what I'm saying? You could put shit on the table in front of people. That don't mean they're gonna pick it up and take it home with them. Right. You see what I'm saying? But if you put this shit on the table, somebody will be like, yeah, I'll take that home with me. You know. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
that was a bag of weed. By the way.
That was You know what I'm saying? So it's like
the second shit was a bag of weed. Definitely that would get taken. Yes,
exactly. So it's like you can market the shit out of anything, but that's not gonna mean it's gonna explode. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And for some people, it's also.
So what are you looking at when you market? What are you looking at as far as analytic wise for? You know, this is a good piece of content. People are actually, I'm marketing this and it's working. How do you find that out?
Okay, so basically everybody will have different standards depending on what they've seen from their marketing experience. So
and what they're trying to achieve, obviously.
What they're trying to achieve, because every type of marketing has different standards and stuff as far as like what's considered a good ad rate. Meaning, so like if I'm advertising something and it's costing me a penny per play. Some people are comfortable with a penny per play because that's good for their conversion. Maybe a penny per play means they make a lot of money. For others, maybe they're like, nah, I need it to be half a penny a play or a quarter penny or whatever it may be. Everybody has a standard that they've come up with. But I can see it from my end. From my end, I see, okay, I'm advertising this piece of content, this piece of content. This piece of content is costing me 1/10 of what it's costing me to market this piece of content and getting the same results, basically, or similar results. So it's easy to tell after a while if they're targeting the same demographics or similar demographics. You're like, okay, this one keeps getting cheaper. This one keeps getting more expensive. Fuck that more expensive one. I'm just gonna put more money into this one. You see what I'm saying? So it's mostly about the cost and the effectiveness of what you're doing.
Right, and I think that comes all the way back to just trying a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
To see exactly what works. Yeah. Just keep on going, see, and now that you have the digital age, you can look into the stats and see what works analytically.
Yeah. And what we have in place is different from a lot of other people because we've spent a lot of money doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, or we spent other people's money doing it for them. If you haven't run campaigns and run thousands of campaigns and spent $100,000 worth of ad money, you probably don't know that much yet as far as the data goes, unless you've studied someone else's data that was doing that.
Right.
I'm just saying you had to have access to that data about that specific thing. You see what I'm saying? Not just.
So you gotta find your data.
Yeah, you have to have the data.
To find your data, you gotta just jump in the water.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do it yourself. Sometimes if you have a marketing buddy, say, hey, have you ever marketed an artist before? You know some shit. Can I look at your data? That could be a start. Maybe you get a spark from that you learn some things you didn't know. People like me, I do consultations. You know what I mean? So
it's a great place to start.
The best,
absolutely.
To be honest, for most companies, you hate to tell them this as someone that can make money from them consistently. But the best thing someone can do normally is if someone has a bunch of knowledge that you want and can help you, you get a consultation. Some situations they're needed to be there for the lifetime of that relationship, and you need them by yourself. You need them to do it over and over again. But there's other relationships sometimes where you can just go grab the knowledge and apply it yourself and do it. Now, that's not most situations.
Right. It might not always work.
And it might not always work, but you get at least you can get pieces of the puzzle though.
Absolutely. Try it till it sticks.
But I know it works though because I've had an artist, pay for a consultation and then they got more famous. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, did they blow
They got
up?
The knowledge and applied it correctly.
Maybe not, but they got more famous. You know what I mean? So it's like It works, and it works in every field. People do consultations for every kind of company, of course, and all that stuff. They look at your business and say, "This is how you could do it better," basically.
So you could get a consultation, or you could, identify your brand and what kind of audience you think. Looking at Dizzy Wright, or you look at your music and see where it fits. Well, I can market to Dizzy Wright's audience, or Big Crit's audience, or whoever you think your music is like, and that's a good place to start and test the waters.
Yeah, and these days I've learned though,
get the data, guys.
Sometimes you want to go,
but for a lot of people that
start broad, absolutely start broad, because you don't know where to start and hone in until you're broad.
You can create your buckets from starting broad. You know what I mean? Like you guys, for example, you guys have a compelling imagery, you have compelling music, at the same time. So we go pretty broad when we market, let's just keep it 100. We go pretty broad. We don't have to do a lot of specific things sometimes because it's not, a lot of people are attracted to it.
Yeah, a lot of artists that are just starting off though, they don't have that knowledge.
I think, and it's more expensive to go broad too.
A very important thing in this game is having the right team around you. You have to have the right people, because even if, especially as an artist, we know as artists, you can't 100% focus on all this shit that he's doing in 100% being in your craft. You have to do a lot, but you can't do 100% of anything. You have to have a nice balance, and you have to have a team. A lot of people don't have the right team around them, or they don't know where to find that team. So for a lot of new artists that are listening or watching, you're getting into a lot of numbers and stuff, but it's like, where do I even find this? But you can find it because we are in the digital age, but you still need a lot of people around you. And if you have homies that are just sitting around doing your ad-libs when you're in the studio, go to your homie, can you just YouTube some shit real quick? Let me figure out how to do a video or something, because Matt does a lot for us as far as he could edit our videos. He
Especially
can
if they're dedicated. See, and that's where I agree and disagree. If they're dedicated to learning a certain lane and run with it, and they're learning every day, committing themselves, that's the right person. If you don't have that kind of friend and they're just doing ad-libs, let them do the ad-libs.
Let them stay in that pocket.
But you gotta know, as an artist, you gotta be able to project your business and know what you need on the team as well. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, you do need, I agree fully, you need a team.
You have to. And
you gotta have a manager that actually manages. You gotta have a fucking business manager that actually knows business and markets and produces.
And they have to have your best interest as an artist. Like,
absolutely.
You heard about the shit about 6ix9ine though. Like how he
and you wonder which side it is. You wonder which side it is sometimes too.
I feel like because
what's really going on. Sometimes somebody can just be on drugs and like, I'm firing my fucking team. Fuck them all.
Or it could be. It could be real.
But it could have the audio, or it could be the other way around.
I don't have the audio.
It could be his team.
Can you find it real quick?
You don't know.
Let's get it for the podcast.
You don't know which side it is. You know what I'm saying?
Have you heard the audio?
No.
We're gonna get the audio real quick.
I'm gonna take a quick 2-second break.
Yeah, go take a piss. We're gonna grab the audio for the podcast so that they can hear this. This is I don't know. I've been thinking about this since you showed me it. And I don't know. It could be that he didn't look far enough into the business side because he trusted who he with, and that is his fault.
Right.
You should be a part of your business. If you're in a group like us, I'm always a part of everything. So y'all know that nobody on our end doesn't know what's up. We know what's going on and we trust who we're going with, but obviously we have a hand in it as well.
Right.
And that's kind of his fault. But was there discrepancy where he is told and he's like part of it and he's like, okay, I know what's going on, and it's not what they're telling him? That's what I don't know. I don't know.
See,
what's
what
the side
I don't
right
know
now
is anything about what he says, if it's real or not.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, because I don't know if he actually got kidnapped or anything else. It goes back to what I was saying earlier.
Wait, he said he got
could just be a
kidnapped?
tactic. Like earlier this year, he said he got kidnapped.
I never heard that one. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, that was earlier. But then he's always up to something on social media.
Right, he is the biggest hip hop troll.
So is this just
He's the
another
biggest hip-hop
tactic
troll
to get his name out there, just to get some streams? Because guess what? His album's dropping next week. But if we go back to the business side and having a team, that shit, if what I had We're gonna cue this up real quick.
It's funny.
I don't know, dude.
If what he said is true, he slacked a lot.
I just feel like it's the digital age, and anything you do is at that level is already going to be put under a camera already.
Exactly.
So whether he was doing it in real, and it got videotaped, or he was trying to do it to boost numbers, I don't know. That's hard to say, but I don't know. He's had, when his troll attempts are a troll attempt. When his shock value videos are shock value. He's blatant about what he does to get them views, dog.
Yeah, he is.
I didn't see that one as
He said.
I don't fucking know. Maybe let's hear it again.
He said something.
Here we go. Wait, hold on.
Are scared of you because right now, as we all know, these venues don't want nothing to do with me. They are afraid of me. They like, yo, this kid is a loose cannon. He's a liability.
I told you that was gonna happen, right?
Yeah, of course, but I don't care. I don't stop my money. It's not stopping my money because I'm still get booked. You gotta understand. There's a difference. Live Nation has their venues.
Mm-hmm.
WME has their venues.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carol Lewis is the other one. They got their venues. There's other venues. You're never gonna stop me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna stop me. I knew this from coming into the game. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get away with everything I want to get away with. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Right. So how you found out they was
So these dirty promoters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is MTA booking. They dirty. Listen, I go out there like, yo, these venues are scared of you. You can't go here. Oh, and most of the money, the reason it's scared, because most of the money is going to security and the local police because they don't want you there and they feel like it's, so we have to pay for. So I'm like, all right, cool. I want to claim my name. Let's get it. Let's get started. You wanna know what these dirty promoters did? So I'm in LA, right? I meet with some people, right? That they about their shit. Right? I'm not gonna say who.
Street dudes.
I just meet with some people, I make a deal, they about their shit. They're like, yo, we booked this show for you. The day of the show was yesterday. They like, yo, come to, you got a show here. I'm not gonna say because then they'll put one and one together. I don't wanna put their business out there. Because they good people.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm not going to the show. Why you not going to the show? It's 60,000. Like my rate, everybody know my rate is 100K and over.
That's like, no, we actually gave you way more than that.
They call me and say, are you crazy? We just put the 80,000 front end in.
Deposit, so it was 160.
Wow.
So I'm like, hold on, what? They said, yeah, are you crazy? But they said, yo, the promoters, listen to me. They like, yo, the promoters just called me, gave me, look, these dirty ass fucking promoters called the people who pay for the show. Remember these dudes?
He's big man.
And they said, yo, his mom lives at this address. Gave him my address and said, if he doesn't do the show, go do something to his mother.
Wow. That's crazy.
And the people was telling me this on the phone yesterday.
That's crazy.
I'm like, look, that nigga is fire.
He's looking at himself perform. He's looking at himself perform on the TV screen.
I thought he just fired somebody else.
He's looking at himself.
I know she looked behind her and everything. She's like, who you just fired?
So I'm like, yo, they said, yeah. They said, yo, 6ix9ine, I'm not gonna lie to you. They just called me, give me the address to your mother's house. And they told me, go do something if you don't do this show. So I'm putting two together. Why would they want to do something to my mother?
Mm.
I talked to the guy, I'm like, yo, how many shows you got? He said, yo, I got most of the shows on this thing. I said, alright, how much? He said, we got you for like a couple dates. You just signed to 3.6 million. I said, what? He said, yeah, you just did these couple of dates, but we didn't lowball you. It's 3.6 million.
For the 15 days.
For 15 days.
Mm.
I said, so it's not 300,000?
Wow, what the hell?
Listen to me.
I'm confused.
Yo, So I'm like, yo,
He's losing me a little bit.
yo, my body's shaking right now. Like, yo.
Imagine.
So I'm like,
Well, either
He
way.
basically thought he was gonna get free.
Okay, check it out.
He thought he was gonna get 600,000,
Okay.
but his team had booked the shows for 3.6 million. 15 dates for 3.6 million.
Okay.
So he only thought he was gonna get 600 of that. So the people on his team, but he's dumb too because he said, I don't sign shit, I don't look at paperwork.
Well, maybe that's his percentage of it. Maybe that you know what I mean. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure they have costs.
So his team-
that's not that's the upfront money.
So his team.
But that's why he fired him though.
Yeah.
So his team.
So we don't know if it was
He
like.
said they were doing shady shit, giving
Yeah,
out his address.
I don't know. If you're not paying attention to the numbers, I feel like don't get mad at the numbers.
Right.
You see, because like if you aren't paying attention at all, well then it's like that's partly your fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you should just know. Like you talk to them, you discuss it, you should know. But I guess if they lie to you, I guess you don't know, right? So
Right.
you could get lied to. So maybe that happened.
That's fucking.
Oh.
crazy.
15
That's crazy.
shows at 300,000 a pop is 4.5 million.
He was just kind of all over the place. I don't know. It just kind of sounded
but
like.
that's what I was saying too, because I think that just might be his tactic. This shit, I never know
Yeah.
what to believe from Tekashi.
That-
Like he always does some weird shit
Well, you gotta
just
think
to
about
get
it.
his name out there.
place for me, man.
I mean, if he's as wild as he really.
It sounded like the deal was 15 dates. So it sounded like he went with a promoting company or a booking company that got him 15 dates for 3.6 million.
Yeah.
And when he was out there, they were taking more money off the top. Like it sounded to me. This is what I got. At each show, they were selling him. So the promoters had to deal with Tekashi for 3.6 million. Like, all right, cool. All we gotta do is make 3.6 million to pay him.
Yeah.
So now they go to the shows and like, all right, we're gonna give you this. We're gonna give you Tekashi 6ix9ine for big amount, bigger than just the 3.6 million for 15 shows, so that we can make some money off them as well. So then they make the 3.6 cost plus some on top, and I think that's where he got big mad, is because they're profiting each show without telling him, because at the base rate, he thinks he's making 3.6 million on 15 shows. Apparently, I don't know what happens then. Maybe they had a set amount that they were gonna make off of the 3.6 million.
Yeah,
that
it
they told
sounded
him.
really confused about.
Well, I mean, it got
or
really
maybe
crazy when he
he
said
really-
giving his address to his mom's
Yeah.
house. See, that's
sketch
that
work.
was the part that popped the fuck out.
That's sketch work,
Wait a second.
bro.
So something really crazy is going on there.
I'm moving
if
my
that's
mom.
real, if that's real, then that's crazy.
My mom's
Yeah,
getting a new house.
Yeah.
I'm moving my mama. How the fuck you know where my mom lives?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The fuck?
Yeah, so who would he said? And he was saying that's his big thing. He was like, he says he can't be touched because he only rolls with the people around him. So if something happens, it's the people around him. No. That's why he fired his whole team, because so much shit has been happening. He got shot up at some music videos and a bunch of different shit. He put himself in danger, but the people around him are like doing shit. That's what it seems like. That's what he thinks.
Well, yeah,
and that's why
because things are happening at where he's at, places where no one knows where he's at.
Right.
Like they were in some mansion shooting a video with like Kanye West and Nicki Minaj or something, and they got shot up.
Yeah.
But it's like no one should have known that Tekashi 6ix9ine was going to be at that mansion
Exactly.
that day. You see what I'm saying? Besides maybe the videographers and his team. And Kanye and them. Obviously, Kanye and them are very private people too, so I'm sure they don't want anyone to know where the fuck
He's
they
like,
are.
I'm hot. He said, I'm fucking.
That shit's sketchy as fuck, bro.
Yeah. So somebody tips somebody
Yeah,
off.
yeah, guaranteed.
But
Shortening
you
the
can't just
circle.
jump into thinking it's your team, though. I guess though, because there's
Yeah.
videographers.
No, I mean, it's-
there's other people that know about that shit happening. You know what I'm saying? So I would say be questionable. But you know what I mean? Like I don't know if you should make them the first suspect.
Right.
You know, you gotta do some investigating. But somebody on the inside could have been.
So just
Crazy.
out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, it gets shot up, and this is a music video with all three of them.
Yeah, I don't think Nicki wasn't there yet, from what I saw.
Yeah,
and
he said she didn't show
I think
up
Kanye
that
was
day.
already in there, and then he left immediately after it happened.
Yeah.
I don't think Tekashi was there yet, or something like that, right?
Well, they
Or maybe
said
he was.
it was supposed to be his dressing room or something. It was switched to Nicki Minaj's or
Yeah, who
some
knows?
shit. But man, You gotta watch who you run around, man.
That's why you also gotta watch what you talk about.
Yeah,
what
you gotta
rap
watch
about,
what you're doing.
and what you put into the air. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be shot. He doesn't deserve anything bad to happen to him. But when you put yourself out there like that, you just know that it can happen to you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, when I joined the army, I knew I might get killed at war. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to get killed at war. Did I deserve to get killed at war? No. But what comes with it. You
gotta know the consequences.
And I guess he does know. He he acts like he does know that.
But if you're just gonna do that shit to get views and shit.
Yeah, well, what he's got to understand,
there's always a bad side.
It is going to stop him from getting shows like he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think these people are telling him, like, look, we have to pay, twice as much of your fee at security just to get you here because
I heard
we
that
got like even
he
like
said something about paying the security and the cops.
Yeah, well, think about
it.
It doesn't even Nipsey Hussle has a problem with that even a little bit. I've seen getting booked places because of violence happening at shows and stuff.
The White House got shot up here in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's in
that venue. Nipsey Hussle fucking.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you got to understand these people have reputations to withhold. One shooting can ruin an entire business's life. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't. When you are in a situation like him, he's got to understand that there's going to be costs like that, and you aren't going to get paid as much. 50 Cent had, you know what I'm saying? Back when he was popping, he had a lot of security when he came into town. I worked for a marketing company that was doing the marketing for a show that was bringing him in town, and they were having them help them do stuff. Like, he wanted all kinds of crazy requests. I'm not even going to everything he wanted, but it was like a lot of stuff security, and it was nuts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like,
that's what happens when you get shot 9 times.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so when you're spending,
and if you're putting yourself out there as the
security
hardest person ever,
you ain't gonna get paid the full ticket of the show.
Yeah,
you're a gangster rapper.
You're a gangster rapper.
You're gonna take shots.
You get $500,000 of security for your 15-state tour.
Yeah, and if you're about that life, you're about that life. But I feel like if he knew he was about that life when he first came in, you gotta.
He shouldn't be shocked when some guy says, "Hey, some of the money's going to security."
Exactly.
You know, like that shouldn't be shocking.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to kill you almost everywhere you go.
Yeah, I feel
it's not
like
shocking that you need a
whoever
lot of
you are, you
when
should
go.
just be true to whatever you are. Don't ever just try to put yourself out there to do something different to get the clicks and the views.
Yeah,
like,
if it's part of you, then do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we do stuff. Like, we do memes.
Who was that white boy?
That's part of our
Thug or
Slim Jesus.
Slim Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What happened to that? I don't know.
Oh god.
Yeah,
he was putting himself out there like that and got called out, and he was like, "No, I'm not really. No,
and
no,
I haven't heard of him since.
Well, the problem with it is it's kids. And they aren't ready for the fame. They ain't ready for the fame that hits them. See what used to happen in the music industry, right? So you had, say, go look at like a Crisscross, right? Mm-hmm. Well, Crisscross, you don't just become Crisscross and then Jermaine Dupri signs you. That's not how it happened. Right. Jermaine Dupri says, you two got some talent. Let's mold you. And it takes like a year to create this act. They know what's about to happen. They're prepared for it. Mm-hmm. They're taught how to do the right things with their financials and all kinds of shit before they even come out. You see what I'm saying? And they're prepared to be artists. And they're prepared. Everything's ready. And then they're thrown on the scene. But now what you have is like, say, like a Little Yachty or somebody else, where they get famous when they're not even where they're supposed to be yet, maybe talent-wise. And so what happens is it works out for them because that may be part of the reason why they get successful. Right. But they get this crazy success and everybody's like, well, why can't he rap so great yet? Well, because he's 17 and can't rap yet. Like, y'all just like him when he's not good yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's not his fault.
Yeah, because it's so easy for any kid to do a
He was just putting music out.
Song.
He didn't expect fucking, his song to get 1 million views on YouTube when it happened, his first million or whatever it may be. Yeah. I doubt, He was just putting this shit out there and bam, it happened. He's like, well, fuck, I gotta produce some more shit. Right. I'm not saying he wasn't trying to be a rapper, but he was in the beginning stages of trying to be a rapper. At least a young rapper.
Yeah, and that's where the A&R used to come in. They used to develop. But now there's none because it's just kids in their closet. And I did it too. I made a bunch of shit just like with the always.
What if one of them would have popped off when you were fucking 15 or whatever?
Man.
You wouldn't have been the A-Factor you are now on the mic.
True.
People would have been like, oh, he ain't got no lyrics. Or
Right.
whatever the fuck, because you were still 15.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so like when we
What did this Tupac? Because he's 18 years old. And he doesn't understand? What do you mean? You put a bunch of microphones and cameras around an 18-year-old. He's gonna say some shit.
So look,
that's not his fault.
If Yachty can't rap good by the time he's 26, then let's all declare him whack, okay?
Right.
But right now, these cats are 18, 17, 16. They aren't, Eminem blew up when he was, 27?
22?
But
No.
27, yeah.
20, like, you went
27, yeah.
26, 27, 28.
Fucking,
a lot of people
50
older,
Cent was 50 Cent was 32.
That's what I'm saying.
He was 32.
Some of these people got developed, you know what I mean? And if you would have listened to their music back in the day, some of them, their music got worse.
Yeah.
It got less real or whatever. But most of them, their music got better and their talent got better. And so, you can't
So how
judge
much
them off that.
legends do you think they're going to be? You think, for your example, will Yachty ever be considered like, oh,
There's no way to tell.
There's no way to
He's
tell.
gonna be-
Because I
It's
think,
on the artist.
I think now with the social media, do they really fade away? There's the one.
Yes. They'll fade away.
The one hit wonder.
But they can always come back now.
Maybe.
The one hit wonder.
You can always come back. Tyga, there's been a lot of examples of people just hitting one more song,
popping right back,
and bam,
popping right back.
True.
So I just think
people come back, especially now.
Everybody's story is different though.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet because the only example we've seen.
And if you're a legend, your story's different than everybody's. So you never know.
Do you think with artists back then, weren't they younger? They're better when they're younger, and then they develop. But these guys aren't even good when they're first starting.
Where they were going to be seen. Like a label would mold these artists.
He wasn't good when he first started,
and no one was seeing. But he had Dr. Dre and
he got developed.
He had other people.
Developed. Yeah,
he got developed. You know what I mean? And it's just developing a sound. You know what I mean? So and sometimes stuff happens like that where it just happens. But I mean, I'm basically just getting into where the kids. A lot of people want to judge the kids. I'm an old head. You would call me an old head, so to speak, but. I like some of the new kids. I like a lot of new kids shit because I like rap. I like hip hop. I like hip hop. I respect hip hop. It changes.
He just unburied himself.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody. I mean, really, this whole mumble rap stuff and all stuff. This is all Lil Wayne.
Can't keep Wayne down.
This is all Lil Wayne's children right here. They're all littles. You know what I'm saying? He started the auto-tune rap and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had T-Pain them doing auto-tune, but he's the one that said, fuck it, I'm just gonna rap the whole song.
Rap on it. Fuck it.
And it started the whole thing. And then Future and all these people took it to another level. You know what I mean?
It's just been evolving since then.
But it's all from him. And the generations before that, they were inspired by Eminem, and then the generation before that, they were inspired, by Cool G Rap and others and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everybody had different inspirations, so they're gonna sound more hip hop, or they're gonna sound more. You gotta realize these kids right now, when they were 2 years old, Southern shit was already taken over. It was already 808s and shit. It was Master P. It was all that shit. You see what I'm saying? So like they don't grasp the old, breakbeat shit and stuff like that as much. Some of them.
And once they get older, their subject matter
hardly at all in their whole life.
They'll grow.
Exactly.
In their whole life.
Well, hopefully, if they're rapping about their life, apparently that is a theory being that their raps will also develop with their life developing.
Exactly. More life experience gives you something to rap about. What do you have to rap about when you're 17? What struggles? Some people have been through struggles, but you know what I mean. Like, what has really happened yet?
I've been through a lot.
I had to rethink that.
Before 17.
Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? But what you know what I mean? Day to day, like your responsibilities and things you have to do. You know what I mean? As a kid.
The kids are doing that now. You look at Trippie Redd and all those guys. They're just singing about breakups.
Yeah,
that's what they got to go through.
Emo
but I feel
rap,
like
they call it.
I feel like the best music is just the emotion.
Yeah, just be yourself.
Have to be emotional.
Just be yourself.
You have to put your real life into it if you want to make some timeless.
Now that doesn't excuse their lyrics. That doesn't excuse what they
That
talk
doesn't
about.
excuse.
So let's
That's
get
why
this
Mac
straight.
Miller's last
Let's get
album
this
was
straight.
the hardest.
Let's get this straight. That's
Because you
one
could
thing
fucking
can talk
feel
about.
it,
Yeah.
and then for him to just die, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how late? How much after his album dropped did he die?
A couple
like
weeks,
it was
week or
one-
so.
I feel like
Yeah,
it wasn't
like a
more
couple
than
months
7
'cause he
days,
just announced
dude.
his tour. It was like a month.
7 days.
Really? I
Maybe
feel
a
like it was so close.
Sun had been out for like a month or so.
Yeah, it was like a month or so. We'd have to
But
look it up.
he just put all of that feeling, all of that darkness that he was going through. You could feel that shit in his
Right.
last album,
Yeah.
and then he was gone. It's like
Yeah.
I was feeling the fuck out of that album. Like
And Mac had, there's an example right there. There you go, Mac Miller. Okay, he was always hip hop, but he was also came out in a time where hip hop was still more present, that style of hip hop. But what I'll say about Mac Miller is though, when he first came out, the old heads, he was labeled cheesy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's cheesy, he's this, he's that. But if anyone actually, if you actually listen to Mac Miller, especially post first album or whatever you want
Right.
to call it, you know, post when he's 15 fucking years old, you know what I'm saying? He's amazing. Like he's one of the best rappers ever, to be honest, as far as like
Yeah.
wide range singing, rapping fast,
Instrumentation,
rapping
like-
slow, switch ups, change ups, just creative ass fucking music altogether.
Right.
You know, so that's why I say, look, you know, you got like an A-Boogie or these kids 5 years from now, they might be something you never thought was gonna hit you. Like,
Right.
you know
They
what
just
I
gotta
mean?
keep
Like,
on trying shit.
Yeah, they're not that they're not
Keep
doing
on
now
doing
in their
it.
lane, but I'm saying you don't know what they're gonna expand or turn into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can really surprise you. You know.
we have the supporters
Okay, what up,
live
supporters?
streaming.
We got some of y'all
So,
still here. What's up? What's up?
If you would like to become a supporter of the Odd Squad Family Facebook, you will receive live feeds to the podcast while we record them. And you can check that out at our website, or not our website, our Facebook page, Odd Squad Family on our Facebook page. Become a supporter, get the live streams, and interact with us during these podcasts. I think we can get into some questions. There was one question from Tiffany Van. She said, if you could pick any artist to open up for, who would it be? Or who would you choose to open up for you guys as well?
If I could pick any artist to open up for, easy, Drake, because that's the biggest artist in the world. So yeah,
biggest audience you can get.
like the biggest audience we could
We'll
possibly
bring the most
get.
people.
Yeah,
To perform with Drake.
Yeah.
that would be dope.
yeah.
One day,
Of
for
course,
sure.
of course.
But I mean,
talking
the
about-
question was opening up. Like, who would you want to open up for?
Yeah, I'd probably go with Drake too,
Yeah.
just for the audience.
But
Man.
all right. So, what about your favorite artist? Who would you want to? If the audience didn't matter, it would be a group of people
I
anyway.
can't really say I have a favorite artist right now.
Past or present, you would want to open up for anybody?
Who would you want to be in the green room with?
Yeah.
After the show. There you go. Who's that?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop. There you
Yeah.
go. See,
Yeah, that's
that's
cool.
part. That's part of the experience.
Yeah,
So
that is
we gotta
part
have that.
of
That's
it.
got to be a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Nubs? You thinking hard?
You thinking hard?
Based on our music and just, you know, trying to pull a demographic from the stage, I would have to go with
Well, you know.
fuck, dude, this is
You
hard.
can't even make up your mind right now.
That was a
Yeah,
hard one.
that's
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah,
That would be. Oh yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
I would like
that'd
to
be
see you
big
guys
for us.
open up for
Yeah.
Macklemore too.
Macklemore
Yeah,
or
that'd be dope.
that's the other one I was gonna say, Macklemore or Chance the Rapper, just because I feel
I feel
like,
like you guys are similar.
their
vibes.
audience would
Yeah.
vibe with us.
Yeah.
And I feel like if after doing a show like that,
Yeah.
it
That
would
would
be
take
very
us
beneficial.
Yeah.
We could impress whoever we open
Yeah.
for,
Yeah.
talk business on a feature,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of shit. That'd
Yeah,
just be
stay
a
on
very
brand.
beneficial show if we
Yeah.
did Chance or Macklemore.
Yeah, something
Drake
like
would be. I don't see that show
Pretty
going.
broad. Yeah.
Women aren't our demographic. We have women in our demographic,
But
but
it's
the
not your heavy
majority of our
demographic.
demographic does not really match Drake's demographic.
Yeah.
So to say, his demographic's very large.
Broad. It's very
So
broad.
is ours,
Yeah.
though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like his broad is separate than our broad. In a
Well, wait
circle.
till we come with these new songs.
You got two big ass circles, right? Mm-hmm. You got two giant circles. And these giant circles,
It's a Venn diagram.
They only meet a little bit.
It's a Venn
And
diagram.
then you have some big circles where they meet like halfway through their circle.
Yeah.
And then you have some circles that basically just sit
right on top of each other, and that's
Yeah.
Chance or Macklemore.
Yeah.
If anything, we're off a little bit, but
strategically, that would be the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I would love to open for Acid rap, man. I used to play that shit. I played that shit probably for like 6 months straight. Like
Felicia
that's the
asked-
only.
I'm sorry.
Song I
I'm
played.
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Acid rap.
Acid rap was.
I can't put
Chance
my
the
Chance the
Rapper?
Rapper.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
First shit.
Cool.
You know it.
No, dude, I'm high right now. I was thinking there's a genre of acid rap.
probably is.
And I was like,
there
what
is.
the fuck? That sounds trippy as
Have you
fuck,
ever heard
dude.
Flatbush Zombies?
Yeah.
That's basically.
Oh, okay.
They would be if they aren't acid rap.
That makes sense.
They could be acid rap.
You know,
makes
Earth
sense.
Gang?
Yeah. That's acid rap.
They was out
That'd be
here.
some acid
They
rap.
was out here.
Hold on.
They was out here for that J. Cole concert.
Felicia wanted to know how the wrist
Hard.
game turned out. I dominated. I
Nubs
won.
won. He definitely won.
I
that.
won. Factor got discouraged. Snowman got defeated. Snowman got fucking blitzkrieg rolled like straight like Hitler in World War II did to fucking. Okay, we're not gonna go there. And then Matt put up a fight. Matt put up a nice fight, but Matt in the end ultimately got overrun and rolled. So I run. Travis J. Weber said, if you could go on tour anywhere, where would you want to go? And it's wanna.
What?
He said want to. So
Just
that's
want to. Just
if
place
you
you wanna
want to go, just wherever you want. If you could go on tour, where would you want to go?
One day.
I'm talking. I'd say a European tour. I'm trying to get.
Australia.
I'm trying to get maybe that Mediterranean tour going. You know,
The Netherlands, man.
Italy, Spain, France. Tour up to the Netherlands. Go to Germany and. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been many places, so it's hard
All
for me
over.
to know.
He's
Besides
like,
the pictures. So if I could perform on tour anywhere, I don't know, man.
That way.
That's
Thank you.
Good question. Tour probably be a European tour. I've never been to Europe.
Yeah,
so
European tour.
can't get
Dude.
that out of
I
the
said
way.
Europe for the history. Australia would be
Yeah.
second. Because Australia sounds dope.
Yeah.
So much history.
It's a long ass flight.
Yeah, yeah.
Australia.
But I'd be down
Australia's
for
really
it, man.
far away.
Australia's not as
like-
far as going to Europe.
Oh, Australia, massive.
way further,
really.
isn't
Shout out to all the people
You
in
just go right over the
Australia.
Pacific.
Guess it depends on what
No.
I don't know.
UK's what, like a 4-hour flight?
No, what the fuck?
6-hour flight from New
Hell
York? From
no.
New York?
Dude, so I flew from here to
I
Chicago.
flew to
Then
Germany
the
in like 8
Chicago
hours.
international flight I took was 15 to 18 hours. I can't remember which one.
From here?
From Chicago.
Chicago? To where?
Chicago. From here to Chicago was like a 2-3 hour flight.
All right,
yeah.
so
I landed in fucking Rome.
the flight just from New York to Australia
Rome-
would be
Rome.
22 hours.
Not from New York. We'd be flying from California or maybe even here. We
But
could
that's what
find
I'm
an
saying.
international.
Just from New York
To Australia.
it would
Australia's
be
far. It's like way. It's
22,
like way
but
east.
add on the
It's like-
to
however many
Australia.
it takes.
How long is it from? Why are we doing it from New York though? We're not in
I don't
New
know.
York.
Well,
Something
if you
like that.
base them both from the same place, it doesn't
popped
matter.
up in Google.
You just gotta base them both from the same
Well, I flew from Chicago to
Well,
Rome.
he did Australia.
Chicago to Rome, and that was 18 hours, and you fly through the night.
Los Angeles.
Okay, so yeah, if you go the other way, it's shorter.
Yeah, LA to Australia is how far?
14 if you go to Sydney. 15.
Oh, I'll go the other way around.
You just fly over the Pacific.
You go-
I didn't know
opposite
which
way.
way you would have to go, but I guess it
You
makes
just
sense.
fly
You
right.
have to fly
you could even,
over
it's
the
even
whole
closer if you go
US.
from
And
Hawaii.
then go.
Yeah.
If you go from Hawaii, it's probably like 10 hours.
I don't know. I'm not.
Well, it
a
also
pilot.
depends on what part of Europe you're starting in too, because there's like a
Would you
Western.
get high
Spain,
with your
Spain
pilot?
would be the closest part of Europe to land in.
Yeah.
So Chicago to Spain would be like 15 to 16 hours.
Where would you
flight.
want to tour? Snowman.
I said Australia.
Oh, you said Australia.
Australia would be fun.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But
Aussies.
I agree with y'all for going to Europe for the history. I want to see some big ass castles. You know what I mean?
I walked on the ramparts of some castles,
maybe
dude.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to see in Switzerland?
Castles. I want to see.
He's all about castles, dude.
I want to see some.
Snow has like
I just want to see
castle fetish.
Have you ever been to castle coasters, bro?
He's like, I'm all about the castles,
I
man.
just want to see some big ass like.
You need to stay in a cottage in Austria and then go to the Alps.
I just want to go.
What do you want to see in Ireland, Snowman?
In Ireland?
Yeah.
What do they have in Ireland?
Castle? The castle?
They
probably do,
bro.
Any place old has castles, dude.
I wouldn't mind checking out castles.
I went to a concentration camp in Austria. That shit
I want
was
some White Castle. They're bringing one
Yeah,
out.
White Castle.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
have you
best
ever been to
castle.
castles and coasters? There's a bunch of castles.
Yeah, sometimes.
Castles and coasters used to be fun. It's not
Yeah.
fun anymore. I like the arcade.
Castle in Grayskull, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite castle of all time.
Castle. Did you just say
He-Man,
Castle Greystone? Yeah,
Castle,
that's what
Castle of Grayskull.
fucking Skeletor's place,
We
right?
diverged. So, what else?
Man,
Is that
I
the
think,
cast?
I think that might
for
be
today?
it for today, man. Thank you guys for
That's it.
tuning in. Unless you guys ain't got anything to talk about, you want to plug anything? Action? You got the album? coming
Well,
out?
we got a song coming out today.
Yes,
so
sir.
Are we gonna go live again, possibly? Maybe.
Well,
On the
today is actually Sunday, and
Yeah.
they'll hear this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So just so everybody listening right now knows, this song is dropped. So go listen to it.
Yeah.
Check
it out right now.
Check it out
It's
on
out.
Spotify, Apple
Make
Music,
it drip.
Tidal, all
Make
that
it
shit.
drip. Dex. A-Factor.
That shit is hard. You guys need to really
Make
check
it
that out. We'll put the video up today,
Yeah.
so you can check out the video, and it's on all streaming platforms, correct?
Hell yeah.
Yes. And we'll go live on YouTube. Well, by the time you watch this, it'll already be live.
Thanks for having us again, Master.
Hey man, thank you guys for being here, man.
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
Action,
us.
Yeah,
for
thanks for
coming.
having us up in here,
Thank
man.
you, Matt, for producing this shit. Thank you everybody for listening in and watching. We're gonna keep this shit going. See you guys next Wednesday. If you're not a part of the supporter stream, but make sure you if you want to watch the live, make sure you hit us up on Facebook.
See something right
Squad
there? Those
family.
are things you gotta just let go.
Yeah, because this is gonna be a punch in.
Cause now you just fucked up his whole
You just
outro.
messed the whole flow,
Hey
man.
man,
Yeah.
No,
now we gotta
it's
finish
alright.
the podcast like this.
Oh, we gotta start it all
It's
over.
gonna run it out.
Retake.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Thanks for having us.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Hold on. Okay. Do it.
Take 3.
Close out.
Thanks for having us, Factor.
Hey man, thank you guys for joining in today. Thank you, Action, for being here. Thank you everybody for listening. This is the Punch In, and this is the end of the A is for A podcast episode 2. Sometimes shit doesn't stick, but thank you very much for listening. We'll see
Tell
you guys next week.
The live streams too. If
Yeah,
wanna
we'll see
be-
you guys next Wednesday if you're just watching this and listening to it on YouTube. But if you want to be a part of the live stream that we do every single Friday, make sure you hit us up on Facebook on the Odd Squad family page. Join in, become a subscriber, and we'll see you guys every single motherfucking week. We love you. Peace.
Doses.